Hello everyone, welcome. Today we're gonna go through and by subscriber request talk about my Grasshopper setups. Now I have pretty much three primaries, and I'll kind of talk about them in detail. Um, I won't play it out today since I'm kind of crunched for time. But if you want me to kind of play a mission and show you how they actually function in battle, just leave a comment below, and if the subscriber wants me to do that, I can absolutely do that. Just unfortunately not today. But today we're going to talk about my Grasshopper builds, and yeah, we'll get right into it. So this one that I have kind of listed here is kind of like middle of the road of everything. Where you kind of feel like you might have some good gear to kind of give your mech. So kind of middle of the road, I kind of feel. And as you can tell, it's pretty geared out. Now the heat bank is, again, it's a very rare piece of salvage. I happened to come across it. I think I did it in a flashpoint. It just came up as a reward. But yeah, it definitely helped this build out quite substantially. This is when the coolant vents came out for the pilot ability, and with an addition to this, it's pretty awesome. So you're pretty much flushing your you would, before you fire, you would flush your coolant vents, and then you would just kind of build up that heat, and then you just flush it again. So it kind of worked in that sense. It worked out fairly well. So yeah, let me just kind of go through the damage here. Now, this is not super optimal in any way, shape, or form. This is kind of, like I said, this is kind of middle of the road, and I'll kind of show you my beginning build as well, and then my official late game build that I've been using. But yeah, so this thing is doing 325 damage, and that's with the addition. That's the small lasers are adding to that. So if you get behind a mech or to the side of a mech, you're gonna wreak havoc. You're just gonna destroy a mech. You're just gonna at least get it into its structure very quickly. It's gonna strip armor very fast. But obviously you would have to get it within range to use these small lasers. So without the small lasers, it's gonna do about 210. Without any without any upgrades on it, I believe it does 210. So yeah, so it's a fairly overall mech. It has 4 jump jets on it, so its evasion is going to be high. I have a 2-hit defense gyro on it. Obviously, you can get one that's 3, and have it be even better. But this is kind of, like I said, kind of middle of the road, kind of a mech. Now you could do different things. Obviously, there's so many different builds with the Grasshopper, but to say one's better than the other. It's what you want to do, basically. And this, like I said, the Grasshopper is pretty much the best, arguably the best heavy mech in the game. But sometimes you could remove the cockpit mount if you want to play a little more. You want to play with a little more risk with getting your pilots injured, killed, or you can add an SRM4 and SRM2. And the reason why you would do that is, let's say you have a completely maxed out threshold enemy, and your last mech is the Grasshopper, and let's say you have all lasers, and their turn is next. You're not going to knock that mech down, most likely. But having an SRM4, SRM2 there kind of gives that opportunity, and it's very nice. And sometimes it helps with headshots as well. SRMs, I find, kind of find the cockpit more often than not. So yeah, this is kind of my generic build, my middle of the road kind of build for my Grasshopper. So there is that. Is there anything else I want to discuss with this? So yes, I did add an arm mod to this. You don't have to do this. I just kind of find it interesting to, if you wanted to add a little bit of damage to your melee, and this thing is doing like 90 damage plus its small lasers in addition to that. So it's a heavy hitter here. So let's see here, it's 25. Okay. So it's basically, it's doing some significant damage here. So about 125, I would make it out to be, with the lasers. Here, or 135, excuse me, and then plus the melee attack. In addition to that, so it's about 220. So it's like 225 or something along those lines. It's early in the morning, forgive me. So somewhere around those lines, and I'm adding the damage that I have on here. But you could obviously upgrade this even better. But this is, again, this is kind of nice to have. So this is like melee stability damage as well. So because I decided not to do the SRM, I added that in there just in case you get to that, your enemy gets to that unsteady threshold. You can kind of help knock over mechs as well. So yeah, so 90 base damage isn't too bad. So all right, so let's go to my other Grasshopper here, and let's build it. So this is gonna be my standard beginner's build. Like the beginning, like once you get it, like this is what I do when I get it, kind of build. I don't have any really super awesome equipment, so I'm just gonna do like a generic build here. You know, nothing, again, it's nothing to write home about. It's a pretty generic build. But it does... Alright, is there anything? Okay, so it just has crit. So... Add... Now, you probably have a hit defense laying around probably at this point, so I'll just add one there for now. Yep. So again, this is very generic. It's nothing crazy. It's okay. See here. I think it's about 2 tons I work with. Yeah. So we'll max all these points of armor. Go to 65, this goes 65, and we'll max out these. Alright, so again, this is a very generic build that I kind of start off with any beginning, like career mode, and I just get a Grasshopper. This is what I kind of do. I tend not to use small lasers, just for the fact of, you know, either you have them or you don't have them, or you salvage them or you don't. And I'd rather not pay the money to get them unless they're really good small lasers. So this is kind of how I do the setup. And again, having the medium lasers, or having the SRM4, just to knock over mechs. That's all it's there to do. But yeah, so overall, like an overall damage of 207, so it's not bad. Again, nothing upgraded. It's about 207 damage. So again, you know, it does its job. It will get behind the enemies and it will wreak havoc. Again, you would have to use a lot of cooling vents, so you know, managing your heat might be a thing. But yeah, that's going to be my beginner, like before I get good equipment mech. And then we'll just go through my final build here, and this one is this is pretty fun. So let me get to my medium lasers. So I'm gonna put my Lost Tech on here. Now you could put accuracy and all that on here. I'm putting damage. I'm all about the damage on this build at the end because your pilots are going to be maxed or close to max at this point. Just having all this Lost Tech. So 4, 6, 7. Could go this route here. You know what? We're not going to do that one. And then put a cockpit mod, 3 injury resist on it, and then +3 hit defense, which is very, very nice. And now for the support weapons, put machine guns here. 10 damage with crit small lasers. Then we're gonna do some double heat sinks. Oops. All right. The heat sink here. Put all our jump jets here. And then machine gun ammo, 1 bin of it. And more heat sinks. And yeah. So let me see here. Does this look correct? So you can either, you know, put some more heat sinks on, which I tend to do here. So that is pretty much my final build for my Grasshopper. I think it does like 300. Yeah, it does like 300 damage. You could get really good machine guns, and that kind of helps out everything. But overall, like, this is a really deadly mech, and looking at its heat efficiency, you know, 78 to 84, so that's pretty good heat delta there. So yeah, it's a delta of 6, so this thing is very, very cool. It's going to be very hard to hit with its hit defense, and obviously having the piloting skill, and then it has 1280 for armor, so it's pretty much its max armor for the most part, without having full rear. So yeah, so that's gonna be all of my Grasshopper builds. If you want to see them deployed out and played out, I can absolutely do that for you guys. If you would like to see that, just leave a comment below, and if you haven't already, subscribe, and you know, hit a rating button, and just let me know what you guys think. Again, I am very much willing to take subscriber requests. Just leave in the comment below. Just be aware that I may get to it, you know, kind of later in the week, sort of thing. So I'll probably leave a comment. I'll probably leave a reply to your comment when I'm able to do it, and when it's going to be released. So again, thank you guys for watching. If you have any suggestions about a Grasshopper build, or just leave in a comment below. Yeah, so thank you guys. I'll see you later.